Hi guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Today I'm going to be talking about a product from Maybelline. One of them that I have is newer, more recently purchased. One of them I bought back when the product originally launched, which I think was around Christmas time, this past Christmas. And it's the Master Highlight by Face Studio Highlighting Blush. I have these in the shades Pink Rose and Coral. They have kind of like a patchwork quilt type quality to them, or like a basket weave almost. You can see that some parts of this blush are more shimmery, other parts are a little less shimmery, more of a satin finish. Something that I found to be consistent with both the Pink Rose and the Coral shade is that no matter how closely I look at it or how much I examine the swatch or look at my cheeks, these do not have chunks or like flecks of glitter. For example, in comparison to that Essence How to Make Your Face Wow kit that I talked about earlier in the week, there was definitely visible glitter in that product. I know my girl Kristen Game talked about these. I think she referred to these products as having like adult shimmer in them, and I love that term, and I think that's really great. And it's true, you know, they do have glow, but it's just not extremely obvious on your face. That being said, I think with either of these you can overdo it, you can apply too much, and especially if you are self-conscious about pores, you know, maybe on either side of your nose, or you feel like you've got a lot of uneven texture, maybe a lot of breakouts in that area, and then you go piling a lot of this on top, it still will exaggerate those problems. So just be aware of that. I think either of these could be applied lightly and you probably wouldn't have any issue. You do have a mirror on the back side, and there's a little brush tucked away here. Not one of those brushes that I love to use for products like this, but it is available to you. With a blush that is so glowy, a lot of times this could double as blush and highlight. So when I applied this, and I am wearing the Coral today, I took my blush brush from the Up and Up line from Target. This is not the one, by the way, that was included in the little 4-piece kit that I reviewed not too long ago. I got this one separately just to try it out. But I just kind of dab across the product, and I really make sure to cover, you know, the apple of my cheek, but I go pretty high up as well, so I am getting, you know, the glowiness of this product up kind of high on the cheekbone, and it really catches the light and gives you the effect you're after. Another neat thing, if you really look at the way these are put together closely, this mosaic style of blush, I mean, you can see these brighter, more highlighter type areas within it, but also they definitely have some patches of more solid color. Like for the peach one, it's right over here, and on the pink, it's over here. And so if you do kind of want to target those areas more and build up a little more color as opposed to shimmer, you kind of can concentrate your brush a little more in one area as opposed to the whole thing. Just something to think about. And in these swatches on my hand, maybe you can see the difference. This is what they look like if I swirled my finger across everything. This is the kind of results I get from each one. But if I concentrate where I'm swatching from on those more colorful zones, you can get something that's, I think, a little more pigmented and maybe slightly less shimmery than what you see up top there. I'd say one of my blush pet peeves over the years has been, you know, trying out different blushes that are too light, too shimmery, and they just don't have enough actual color payoff on your cheeks. Not enough to constitute being referred to as a blush, because they just don't give that blushed effect. And with these, I'm pleased to say that they are both glowy enough to give you that highlighted look, but they are actually pretty darn pigmented as well, and I do feel like I get definite color on my cheeks out of both of these. It's kind of interesting how long the Pink Rose shade has been lurking in my collection before I've actually gone ahead and reviewed these, and I think maybe at the time, you know, I've got a lot more pinky blushes in my collection, so I don't know if it was standing out as much. I knew I enjoyed it, but it just wasn't really rising to the top, and I hadn't tried any others, so I didn't have a huge frame of reference for this line. So more recently, I just happened to go for this Coral shade, and this one really spoke to me. Maybe it's the fact that it's summertime and my skin is a little more tan, and this just seems to really work well with that. Also, I think I'm enjoying a lot more corally tones elsewhere in my makeup, like cheeks and eyes, and this just complements that really well. So this one just kind of swooped in and revitalized my interest in this product as a whole. And the color ends up being really nice and soft. You know, it's definitely there, but I think it's very wearable, very quick, just kind of throw it on. You don't have to think too hard about it. If there are any other shades in this line that have really worked well for you, definitely share that in the comments section. As for me, I am enjoying these, especially right now, this Coral shade. So thanks a lot, guys, for taking time to watch, and I'll see you soon. Bye.